Hello, my name is Youssef.L from Section 7.
And I'm Selim.G from Section 1.
After reading The Thief and the Dogs by Naguib Mahfouz and analyzing the comic art by Selim.G, we both found a particular issue found in both. Women are objectified in society and are seen as a man's property.
That's right, Yusuf. The Thief and the Dogs is a novel set in the 1950s in Egypt, which explores Egyptian society back then. The novel's women are mistreated due to them being objectified by men. In society, on the other hand, we chose Du'a's art, which portrays a group of women in a man's shopping cart with a price tag on their head. So, Yusuf, how did you find the issue presented in Du'a's comic?
So in Du'a's image, there is a large guy who has a shopping cart full of women who have bad facial expressions and a price tag attached to their head. The woman compared to the man seem very tiny as the man is very large, and all the women have scared and sad facial expressions on their faces. So through the use of the shopping carts, the size of the man, and the facial expressions of the woman, Du'a explores how women are men's objects and are objectified by some. It shows how women are nothing but objects for men through the use of the shopping cart and the price tag that is attached to their heads. Furthermore, through the use of the size of the man, Du'a is showing how a man is much more superior and stronger than the woman. Lastly, through the use of the woman's facial expressions, you can see how they all seem scared or oppressed from the man who is carrying the shopping cart. This characterizes that the women are a man's object and that they are inferior to men and that men can control them and are stronger than them. This can be related to normal present society as women are viewed as objects and that men have the ability to control them and oppress them.
Wow, thanks, Yusuf.
Okay then, how's the same issue presented in Naguib Mahfouz's novel The Thief and the Dogs?
In the novel The Thief and the Dogs by Naguib Mahfouz, it reflects gender structures through how women are objectified. On page 60 of Naguib Mahfouz's novel, there's a quote that's saying, "What love he'd had been the exclusive property of that unfaithful woman." Mahfouz uses the word property to objectify Said's wife. Furthermore, this reveals to the reader how Said doesn't like his wife and how women are not being treated as humans and are being treated as pieces of property. This is demonstrated through the word choice Said uses to describe his wife, which is property. This shows the reader that women at that time were thought to be men's property. On page 14, Mahfouz uses another quote. The quote's talking about Said's daughter, which her name is Sana. The quote is, "I'll take her," he said angrily. Through the use of Said's quote, he is saying he will take claim of his daughter without her will. This highlights how Said thinks he has the right to decide whether he has control over his daughter or not. Moreover, this presents how women is a man's object and property. Furthermore, it demonstrates how men think they have the option to decide what a little kid's future will be.
Thanks, Selim. So based on what we have found, where are the texts similar in the presentation of the issue?
Well, both texts are present. Women as being guys' property and that they are objects.
Yep, that's right. In The Thief and the Dog, it's Noor who is Said's property. However, in Du'a's comic art, it is multiple women who are in the guy's shopping cart with a price tag on their head.
Yes, I agree with you, Yusuf.
However, the tone is slightly different. Mahfouz is using Said's thoughts, presenting the issue in a man's thought process. On the other hand, Du'a is more to the point, portraying a large man having a woman in a shopping cart.
Well, that's true. What else does the text offer? Oops, my bad. I'm indifferent.
Well, I think that Mahfouz is able to capture the psychology of Said a lot more through dialogue. However, it's more difficult for Du'a to do this as it is a comic art and not a novel.
You're correct. I guess this is where the novel has advantages. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to our podcast. My name is Selim.G and joining me in the studio is Youssef.L. Stay tuned for more.